Now let me show you how to navigate your course. First, you need to log in to your web advisor and go to Math 1342. Once you are inside, you will see this page here. Now the first thing that you will see is the announcement for this course, and then I want you to click on Start Here. This is where you will find everything you need to get started. Your first task is to set up Mystatlab. Here is the instructions on how you register to Mystatlab. Please watch the short video here for instructions on how you would set up your account at Mystatlab. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and set up your Proctorio. Proctorio is the proctoring service that you will use when taking your online exams. So when you click on this one, you will see detailed instructions on how you would set this one up. Now lastly, click on this Math Resource Center to enroll and avail of the free online tutoring service that we have in the campus. We have full-time dedicated tutors on standby and waiting to teach you. Now this is the place that you should go to when you have questions during the day and you want an answer almost immediately. Go to the Math Resource Center and ask our live tutors. So now that you have set up your Mystatlab, Proctorio, and you have enrolled in the Math Resource Center, I want you to go to your course syllabus. So this is your course syllabus, and this one lists the rules and requirements for this class. Let's just go through some of the important details here. Now, so the delivery of instructions is done asynchronously, meaning to say there is no live lectures. All lectures are pre-recorded and are available in Blackboard. I will discuss how you would access the lectures later on. Second is communication. I encourage you to send me email if you have some private questions, but if you have questions that would benefit the class, I would encourage you to put it in the discussion board so others could also benefit from it. Now, email sent within my office hours. My office hours is listed here. Okay. That is from 9 to 11:30 a.m. Mondays through Thursdays. If you would send me email during those time, I would be able to answer your email almost immediately as much as possible. Otherwise, allow me to respond within 24 hours. Now, for your homework all your homework are done in Mystatlab. That's why it's important you have an access to this one. So you complete your homework by due date. There's a due date, and almost every weekly, the due date is actually weekly. All online homework problems can be reworked until you get them all correctly. So it's easier to get 100% on all of your assignments as long as you do this before the due date. Of course, there's if you will be late in your homework, you will be penalized by 10%. Okay, so the 10% penalty will be applied to all items done after due date. You will also improve your scores even after due date. So for instance, you get a score less than 90%. You can rework those wrong answers. Take note, just work the wrong answers. And the penalty of 10% will only be applied to the items that you reworked. okay, or to those wrong items. It will not affect those numbers that were already correct, provided that you did not redo them. For instance, you redo a correct answer and then the next time you got it wrong after the due date, then a penalty will be applied to it. Okay, now to account any emergency situations, I will drop the 3 lowest homework grades in the final computation. Quizzes. You have short quizzes for almost each section, and these are also all given in Mystatlab. This will measure your understanding of the previous lesson, and this is also a good practice for unit tests. You only have 2 attempts for quizzes. If you take them after due date, a 10% will be applied. A 10% penalty will be applied. Now, practice tests. There are practice tests for before any long test. The average of all these 3 practice tests, because you will have 3 long exams or long tests in this course, so therefore you also have 3 practice tests. So the average of all those 3 practice tests may be used to replace a lowest test score. And you have unlimited attempts for the practice test, and we will just take the best score. Okay, so this is really a good tool for you to improve your class standing or your test scores. Now, long exams, all long exams will be taken online and proctored through Blackboard. Okay, so therefore it is important that you set up Proctorio. That is the online proctoring service that we use for any long exams. No makeup tests are given for any missed long exam. Now you have 24 hours to complete your long exam, and you can take it anytime within that day, but you will not be given any makeup test if you missed it. However, the final exam grade may be used to replace any missed test if the reason for missing the test is valid, and documentation must be provided. Okay, so you have to prove that your reason for missing a test is valid, and that's when we can use the final exam grade to replace that missed test. So the final exam will be taken online on the last day, that is on December 16, but the exam would actually open starting December 15. Okay, and then you have until December 16 to complete the test. The exam will be comprehensive. The final exam will be comprehensive. It means that we will cover everything that was covered in class. And again, the final exam grade may be used to replace a low test score. Now, one more thing, attendance. Attendance will be checked. And how do I check attendance? Attendance will be checked based on your quizzes and homework. You will be marked present if and only when you submit them on time. If you submit them late, or if you don't submit them, you will be marked absent. For instance, during the week you did not submit the homework for this week, then you will be marked absent for this week. Next is you can access the detailed course calendar for this class. All you need to do is just click on this link here, and it would direct you to this page where you can download all the assignment due dates and the course calendar, where it would list all the sections that you would have to study for the week and the corresponding due dates of the assignments. And then finally, let's proceed to the weekly course lessons. On the weekly course lesson folder, you would find the weekly course lessons Okay, so for instance, let's click on week 1. So for this week, this is if you click on this one, it would give you the list of topics that you would need to learn for the week. Okay, so all you need to do is just click on that section and you will find instructions, the learning objectives for that particular section, and the instructions and how you would learn the materials below here. So you will have the lecture video. You could also download the PowerPoint, or if you want to watch the video from the video lecture from the PowerPoint that I made, you could also click on this link here. And this is downloadable practice questions with answers that you could check. So these are the materials that you would need for that week. You just have to follow the instructions here. And then once you've studied all the materials, there's also a link to your multimedia textbook if you want to read your textbook. It's actually important. And that is actually an important practice to read your textbook. And you also have a link to your homework. Okay, so you can just click on this one, or you could go here and click on Mystatlab to access your homework and quizzes. Okay, so you could either access from here or from this panel here. And lastly, if you have any questions, you could post your questions here. You could post this to our discussion board, or you could also email me. And so for instance, if I click on this one, okay, this would direct you to the discussion board, and you would click the particular unit. You can either ask the class. You ask the class if you have public questions that will benefit everyone. Okay, so if you have like questions regarding there's like a number you want to work on, that could also benefit your other classmates. So I would encourage you to post that on this forum here. Or you could also just post anything in the study hall. You could post any link to any videos or any resources that you have that would also help your classmates. But if you have any private questions, just use the send messages tool here. And you could also send a message to me from here. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I would respond as much as possible within 24 hours.